Hi there, traders. This is Brad Goodwood with the FX Market Insight for Thursday, the 6th of August. All right, now looking at the major currency pairs, there's a few good opportunities popping up, and this is especially coming into the non-farm payrolls. I know they're a good day away, but the setups are looking very promising for a weaker dollar, okay? And we should see a few of these currencies pop. Now, what we're seeing here on the Aussie and Kiwi, it's not baffling, but they aren't running like Euro and sterling are at the moment. Now, that doesn't mean they don't, but the economic conditions in both New Zealand and Australia are very precarious. So when it pops, all we're seeing is these false little breaks higher, like the Aussie. So you end up sort of just adjusting that resistance line to, in this case, 72.40, but it just doesn't want to go, right? So whereas as Euro and sterling are sort of really kicking along, and it's pretty much the same for the Kiwi. So I'm not really getting enthralled in the opportunities on those two pairs. Dollar yen is just now trading sideways. But on a separate note, now this little dip down here, let me just take off some of these lines. What we're seeing is that little dip down here in Euro and sterling has really refreshed the potential up move. Now you can see where that resistance line came into play here on Euro. So I think a break above 119, we're going to see this thing pop to the top side. And the same thing here for a break in sterling. I think it's above 131.60, I think it is. And they look ready to go, right? At the same time, now, dollar CAD has already broken down. So I'm looking for a level to get in here on a rally, but it looks like it's already left the building, right? But let me just show you something else. If you look at the longer time frame here on dollar CAD, right? So this is the benefit of looking at your charts with multiple time frames. You can see here, obviously, on the hourly chart, it's broken lower, and you can see where it's broken down here on the dailies. But check out this level here on the weeklies. It also obviously comes up on the monthly. Now, this is the last trend line support, and you would expect a large number of stops to be a bit above this, and big ones, right? So down through 132, sort of 16, you can see it's dollar CAD hits free fall territory, and that's where you can see a really good rush, probably down towards 130 to figure. So that's what I'm sort of looking for on the CAD and the Swissy. At the same time, there's a bit of a double low here, right? So just coming back into the daily charts, we've got a bit of a double low here. It's at 90.48, right? So to me, that's a fresh target. It's not as substantial as, say, some of the other pairs, but I tell you what, if Euro goes, dollar Swiss is going to go as well. So it makes good reason to have that pair on your radar as well. Now, come back into the daily market insight. Okay, we've got a slight risk-on day, risk-on sentiment. Oh, not slight. There is a risk-on sentiment. The Dow closed up about 1.3% up. The majors are trading technically very well. Now, obviously, the geopolitical environment is still there, but we've become so used to it. It's like the new market conditions. And with no fresh news on the US dollar, it's just going to continue to drift lower, as I've been saying all week. Now, I finally worked out and got the this page the way I want it. Now, the color coding here, the legend is for, basically the optimal entry points. Now, these are the opportunities. Now, dollar CAD, people may ask me, why do we have two different colors here? Well, one is a seller rally back towards resistance, and the other is seller break. Now, this pair has very good overall trending direction. So it makes sense. If it does pop back up, that trend is probably not going to break straight away. So looking to sell a rally. At the same time, looking to that level on the downside is a big target for us. And that's what we're looking for there. And then when you come back to the other pairs, right, looking to sell a break of support. Now, long-term dollar Swiss is actually going down. And this last level here is that should kick in the short term, obviously, into a down. And with the Euro and sterling, okay, break of these two levels here is to me a buyer break, and that will send the short-term charts definitely into an upward spiral. So you're looking to get into that trend, and these are the key levels to be looking for, right? So if you're not sure of how that works out, just scroll down and you'll see the current trades in play. These are the instruments that are all pending at the moment, and they are the ones from above, all right? It's not, okay, we're trying to make this as simple as possible and get you guys in the game. Now, keep an eye on the data, okay? I mean, Bank of England coming up today is a pretty important event. But I can tell you, just by looking at the overall numbers here, if I just blow up the data, I can tell you that a lot of the data is macroeconomic data is inconsequential. We're seeing, weak numbers here on euro, and nothing happening there. The rest of the data, like some trade balance numbers here, they're not really coming into play. It's just the general sentiment in the market with the US dollar. And as I've been saying as well for probably the last week or so, it is trending lower. We had this retracement back to this resistance line, but we've got multiple levels on the top side, and they are going to make it tricky for the US dollar to bounce back unless there's some unbelievable event, which I can't really see at this point. So the dollar, to me, drifts lower, continues that downtrend. Doesn't mean we don't see a bit of up and down, but overall it's going down, and we do have some good opportunities. So make sure you check those out on the Daily Market Insight page. All right, guys, have a good day. Cheerio.